Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another Archipelo live stream. So, today I'm going to work on a couple of things. Well, actually just one main thing. So basically what I want to do is divide the map elements and the tiles into different tile sets. Just so everything's all divided nicely and so we don't have these giant images for all the tiles, because we could potentially have hundreds of tiles, and even more importantly, we'll have this implemented for the elements. Here, I'll show you guys quickly. If we go here, map elements, you can see this is just a few things, but eventually once we have a bunch of different buildings, different trees, and map elements, this file can become really big. The main concern with this is that on Android, especially for older versions of Android, there's actually a maximum image size. So we have to keep that in mind. I think it's for Android 4 and older, or maybe 5 and older, the maximum image size is 4096. So got to be careful of that. Sorry, I'm kind of not really, I was out of the streaming mindset, so I'm kind of slow right now, but welcome guys. Hey, how's it going, Raging Rabbit? By the way, let me know if you hear a lot of background noise. I have my dishwasher going. It might be a bit loud. I can stop it if it's too annoying, but welcome everybody. We're starting to have some people in the stream. So yeah, the idea basically today is to implement that. Oh well, it's pretty early for you in the morning. Okay, so my idea to implement this. Okay, I'm gonna turn it off. It's bothering me right now anyways. I'll be back in a second. Alright, I can actually hear myself think now, because it was kind of loud and I wasn't even able to hear myself talk that easily. I felt like maybe I was kind of yelling into the mic. So my idea to do this, if we go into source shared, there's some files here to load in the, this is for the elements, and there's also the one for the tiles. So basically what I want to do is I don't want to split the tile and element definitions into separate files. Where am I storing that? It's in shared, I believe. So I got the elements here. I don't want to split these things into different files. So these files might become really big in the future. Just say we have like, I don't know, like 1,000 different elements at one point. And we can just say that this here, how many elements are in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 8. Okay, so let's go find this file. So this won't be like a super accurate calculation, but I'm just kind of curious. I never really did this before. Nope, it's in Archipelo client. Source shared. Nope. Where is it? Right, assets, shared. 2.8 kilobyte, 2.78 kilobytes. no, 2.78, right? Divided by 8. Okay, so just say it takes 0.35 kilobytes, or roughly, per element in the list. So just say eventually we have 1,000 of them. Okay, I mean it's not even a megabyte, so it's not a big deal. I probably shouldn't worry about that too much. But we are going to be adding in some more parameters, so it might take a bit more. But basically, the definition file, I want to keep all of them in one file, because we're not going to be manually adding in these elements anymore. Eventually, we're going to have it in the map editor. So the map editor is going to be editing this file. The only file we're going to be editing directly related to the elements in the tiles would be the image file, and that would be the pixel artist, so Landon would be editing that. So it would be better if those are split, but this, it doesn't matter. So my idea is that for each one, we'll just have an extra property, call it like category or something, and then we'll specify a category that it fits in. So for this one, I'll put MISC. And then the bush, you can say like, I don't know, foliage or something like that. These are probably just temporary. More bushes. Here, I'll make one here called trees. Call this one village. Shops. Whatever. So, okay, well, there you go. I implemented that. So I want to add that, and I also want to add another property. It's not related to categorizing these things, but it is something that's going to be important for later on when we're going to be optimizing things, and that is unique IDs, like number IDs. So everything here has a unique string ID. So you can see the double bush here, it's double dash bush. So that's unique to that element. But I also want to have a unique number one. And the reason for that is that eventually we're going to optimize everything to use like all the packets. So when we send the maps over to the client from the server, the packets will all be written directly in binary rather than JSON, because JSON is very inefficient. So yeah, so we're going to have to use something easier and that takes up less data than strings. So we're going to have numbers for that. So I'm not too sure what we'll call that. Probably just call it no, like for number. And this one will be 0. And again, we're not going to have to keep track of which one's the highest one. That'll all be taken care of in the Archipelo editor once we add in the ability to add elements and tiles from there. No, 6 and 7. Okay, and we basically have to do the same thing with the tiles. But first I'm just going to actually add in these values here. So public, I'm going to make it a short. You want to link to the I was about to talk to somebody who's messaging me on Discord. But they're not watching the stream actually. I think they're asking for a link to the stream. I forgot to link it. Yeah, I'm going to send it on Twitter too. Live streaming some hashtag game dev right now. Going to I don't know if all of you saw what I wrote before, but in a little bit, once I'm done with working on this, I'm also going to do some game live streaming. So I want to test out my connection and see what it's like actually playing games. Okay, so guess we got the number ID, and let's also add in the category here. So public string category. So the default one is miscellaneous. Sorry I forgot to link it before in both Twitter and Discord. It's been a long time since the last live stream. Okay, and we're also going to have the number in here. So public short no is equal to 0, and we're gonna have the category here as well. So public string category is equal to. We'll also have a misc category here. Your PC's the problem with your gaming connection? You mean for live streaming? Or just playing multiplayer games? Anyways, how is the stream, by the way, right now? I see there's 0 drop frames, and then I'm doing like a constant 5 megabyte per second or 5 megabit, I'm not sure. The stream seems to be doing pretty well right now. I don't know, let me know if it's good. Yeah, you need a decent computer to live stream. Right now my computer it's pretty good. My graphics card is pretty good. I have an RX 480. My CPU isn't like crazy. It's an i3 6100. So it's still 4 cores, well, like 4 threads, but I don't know, it seems to do well enough for streaming like this. And later we're going to be playing RimWorld, which is a 2D game, although I've heard that it only plays on 1 thread, but it should be alright. All the other 3 threads will be able to handle the stream. Oh, the stream froze now? Maybe my bitrate is too high. I don't know, I'm checking the stream health on YouTube, and it seems to be not too bad. It seems to constantly be a good. I don't know if that's true or... it keeps saying that the stream health is really good, so. Okay. Alright, so I added those in for the tiles. Let's go on to... I kind of want to work on this a little bit quick, because I have some other stuff to do tonight too. But it's nice to actually be able to stream. It's been a while. Okay, so let's just focus on the numbers for now. Actually, it's been a while since I really worked on Archipelo. I did, I finished the chunk system, and I forgot to commit the code for that online. I finished it a couple weeks ago, and it looks like I haven't worked on Archipelo in over a month if you check out the GitHub. You know, not over a month, but almost a month. But I should commit that code, because the chunk system is working now, which is pretty cool. I'm happy about that. Of course, I probably didn't fix all the bugs. I didn't really get much of a chance to test it out. But the main stuff that was problematic is fixed now, so. Oh, okay. Yeah, Windows 10 surprisingly isn't that hard to run. But yeah, there's a lot of features in it that are more power hungry. I never used the recording feature in Windows 10. It's part of like the Xbox gaming stuff, right? Okay, let's do the categories now. Won't put it here. Now see, I don't even know why I bother. Oh yeah, I put the name there for the map editor, that's why. I was about to say, like, I have the full names here like this, but like when am I ever going to use that? And even then it's only in English. But it's because it's in the map editor, that's why. Category. I'll just call it grasslands. We'll put that for all of them, because that's basically all that. Oops, I'm forgetting all these commas here. It's kind of important. Grasslands, grasslands. Okay. All right, so that's officially in the game and it's a setting and everything, but it doesn't really do anything right now. So the main things I need to change are the image loader. Okay, so I'm just going to start by committing all this code here. Finished chunk system mostly. Okay. I don't know if I showed that on the live stream, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I kind of changed at the chunk system too. The way it loads things, the way it has entities and collisions, so it's more optimized than it was before. I think maybe I mentioned it on the Discord or something, but it was to get all the chunk data and the collision data and everything for chunks when the player first joins the game, so that's 9 chunks. It took like 7 seconds for the server to generate it, mainly to generate it, that was the long part, and then to send it over to the client, because it was a lot of data. So I optimized that a lot, and it's going to be optimized even more eventually once we switch over to all the packets being in binary rather than text using JSON. So that'll be good. Okay, let's close all that. You know, generally other programs aren't really better for recording. Well, I don't know. I never really tested the Windows one, but it's pretty much the same with all programs. They all have pretty much a similar performance impact from what I've seen. I would say the best, if we're just recording footage, might be to use your graphics cards recorder, because it can actually use your graphics power to encode and everything, to do all the encoding, which is faster than putting on your CPU, because I mean video is a graphic format, and a graphics card is meant for generating graphics, so it makes sense. So usually those are the best, I would say. But I mean, if you don't have a graphics card, then you can't really use it. I don't know, there might be some OpenCL or something, one that uses integrated graphics on Intel CPUs or AMD APUs, but I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to get too off topic here. Okay, so we got the asset manager. Now I need to actually remember where I'm loading in all these textures for the Okay, no, it's not the asset manager. It was the map element manager. Right, so we have the animated tiles. So this didn't actually load the image. Okay, no, it was the tile type and the element type. So we've got map element here. No. Where did I store that stuff? Must be in world. Jeez, I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. I feel like it's been so long since I worked on this game. Okay, map element loader. Okay, so yeah, it goes over the tile list here. Tiles output, new animated tile. Okay, there you go. Texture region is equal to new texture region. Okay, and then this is where it's loading in the actual images. Asset manager to get texture. Elements. Okay, all right, I remember now. So what we need to change is here. At the beginning, we're loading in the tiles and the elements directly, but we shouldn't be doing that. Like this. So we need to change it so that the texture it gets has to do with the category that it's in. So we'll do new texture. Get it in the folder here, map elements. Oh, that's good. I don't know why it's doing the string thing here. Map elements plus, then we're going to get the category of the map element. So element data dot. Why does it think we're in a string here? This is annoying. Oh, because it's an escape character. Dot category. I should probably just do dot category dot png like this. Okay, so that's for animated element. We need to do the same for plain element. No, I completely didn't copy that properly. So my mouse still is glitching out, it seems. It's weird. It's like I only notice it in the live streams. Could be has something to do with the CPU because mice have a pretty high priority on the CPU. But I don't know. Maybe not. Map elements. Okay, that's good. Animated tile. Okay, so this is going to be taking it from the texture region at that location. So maybe here, instead of reloading this texture like constantly over and over again, there's probably a better way to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it a better way. So what's happening here is that for every single map element, it's going to be reloading the texture that it's in, and then getting it, and then unloading it, and then even if the next one is the exact same texture, it's going to be reloading it again, which is no good. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change this to a texture. Like this. So it's causing some errors in other files, but that's okay. Maybe it should be a texture region actually. Okay. And then for this, like that. And I have to do the same for the plane tile. So I'm not too concerned about the client side. This is going to be pretty quick to implement. I basically have one more thing to implement, and just this and this part. So that's not too hard. The main concern that I have that'll take a bit long, today we'll be implementing all this in the map editor, so actually being able to see the different categories. It's been long since I worked on Archipelo, well, other than the chunk system, and even longer since I worked on the map editor other than the chunk system. I've been basically working on the chunk system for a big part of the summer. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get a hash map of all the texture regions. So and then in here, I'm going to texture region, category, image is equal to null. So if category images dot contains key, data dot category image is equal to category images dot get data dot category. Actually, it'd be much easier this way, and then I just check if it's null. If category image is equal to null. So it tried getting the saved image of its category. If it's null, that means that it was never loaded before, so we need to load it. So essentially, to load it, we're going to do category image is equal to new texture region. I'm going to pass in a texture for the texture region, and it's going to use the path. So that is map elements elements and plus data dot category plus dot png, and then category images dot put data dot category image. And then here all I need to do is just pass that in like that. Okay, so this is the tiles actually. I'm going to copy this. Come on. Because I designed that in a way that it works for the elements, because I thought I was working on the elements right now, but I'm not. So I'll just copy it over to the elements and then do category image. Okay. And then this I'll have to change to tiles. Category image. Now it's actually going to have to be a 2D array of texture regions. And the reason for that is the way I designed it was that, well, all the tiles are 16 by 16 pixels, so we can automatically just split up the texture region into a 2D array of 16 by 16 images. Do this. I do Archipelo client dot tile size like that. There you go, and that should be done. Oh, one more thing. I need to actually change where the images are located, so let's do that quick. I'm just going to finish off what I was eating here because it's going to be too nasty if it's not cold enough. Just eating some ice cream. All right. Okay, so we need to actually put these in the folder. So we said that we're going to have a map elements folder. Not maps elements. Map elements, and then within that, we're gonna have one folder called tiles, and then another one called elements. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit lazy, and I didn't realize it before when I was doing it, but in here, for the map elements, I put different categories, but now because of everything that I changed, I'm gonna have to put the different images inside the different categories. I'm gonna have to create different images for each category and then split up the textures. I don't feel like doing this on the stream, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make everything the same category for now. Once we start actually like officially putting in things into the game, then of course we can do some official categories. So there's only going to be one category for now for everything, so maybe I should split it off just for testing purposes in the map editor. But I'll see if I actually get to that point today, so yeah, we'll see. Okay. So yeah, let's actually just run the game, see if that works. So run the server here. The Holobit server is still up, even after like not using it for a little while, a few weeks. Couldn't load the file grasslands.png, of course. I forgot to actually move these things in here. So just move that in here. And what did I actually move in here? Tile? There's 3 tiles. There's one called tile, there's one called tiles, and there's one tiles too. Okay. Here, let's rename this one the grasslands. And the elements, throw this in here. We also call this one grasslands, so we'll just rename that to grasslands. All right, that kind of feels better already, not having the tiles and elements just on the main page. I think it makes more sense like that. Yeah, so let's just run this now, see what happens. Map elements, tiles, grasslands. Map elements, tiles, grasslands. What can't it load? Map dash elements, tiles, grasslands. Alright, well I'm not too sure what's going on with that. Maybe I just have to put like this here. No, that makes no sense because I'm not doing it here. I didn't update libgdx or anything, so it can't be a bad PNG, is it, or something like that? Grasslands. Am I missing something? Do you guys notice if I'm missing something? Alright, I'm just going to rename this to Grasslands 2. Maybe it's just a bad PNG file or something like that. And I'll call this one Grasslands. This is really hard to believe what's going on. I don't get it. Maybe it's just the working directory isn't the assets folder or something, but even then it's loading up this libgdx file here. Not libgdx file, JSON file. Elements data.category. I think this thing is trolling me right now. I'm probably missing something really dumb and I'm not noticing it. Oh, I wrote glass lens? Oh my goodness, how did I not notice that? Glass lens. Oh boy. Of course it had to be something super dumb. There you go. Alright, there you go. Seems to have loaded now. Looks like we're gonna have to register a new account. Mowing glass. I wouldn't try that. Okay, so I don't know. Testerino2 cat gmail.com. Just need to make a fake profile. I'm gonna write it down so I don't have to keep making a bunch of fake profiles. It's almost 7:30 already. I've been live streaming for 45 minutes. I'll see how much I can get done with the map editor. I'm sure I can get decently far, but alright, looks like the server's having some problems. Maybe it's a client. That makes sense. No, why are you doing this? Oh, I know why. It's because I need to port forward Archipelo. I was getting... Because I'm trying to connect to my local server, not using localhost, but using my actual IP address. Because that's what it does. What this is, it contacts the HoloBit server and says, hey, what servers are open for Archipelo? Send me the IPs of all the servers and the region that they're in, what the traffic is like. The HoloBit server then sends back the data. It says, okay, we got 4 servers. Of course, we don't actually have 4 servers running at this IP. Now, that's a bug, of course, that they're showing 4 servers, even though there isn't. But that's something else. So I just have to port forward it because I'm trying to connect with my external IP address. Funny enough, port forwarding is actually in the basic settings on my router. That's pretty basic, right? Port forwarding. I'm sure everybody does that. It took me a while to find it because I wasn't expecting it to be there. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my local IP. I should probably change my computer to use a static IP because I don't want to have to change this all the time. Alright, now it should work. There we go. Got a connection. That was actually really fast. I'm not used to it refreshing that quickly. It could be there's another dev who's going to join in on the voice chat. I'll let you guys know. There's quite a few of them who are online right now, but they might be busy. Oh, it could be I forgot to implement collisions on the chunk system already. Oh no. I don't want to work on the chunk system again. I'll probably have to do that. Okay, well things seem to be loading okay now. It's nothing really I need to test actually on the server. I just needed to see if actually everything loaded properly, and it seems like it did. Yeah, maybe I should work on that collision. Oh, it's not that there's no collisions, that I didn't generate it with the map editor. I'll show you guys how that works quickly. I don't think I did that on a live stream, so I'll show you guys now. Okay, so this is the map editor. Couldn't load file tiles. Now that makes sense. So I'm going to modify the map editor to load in the proper tile images. I'll take care of the category stuff another time. But I wanted to at least work. So we'll do that for today. And also wanted to show you guys the map editor and how it works. And what changes I've made to it, because it is pretty interesting the way I'm handling stuff now. Here, I'll be back in a second. Okay. Now this should be a bit easier to find the stuff, I think. It's got map element here. Right, so it's loading in the images, not just using libgdx texture regions to actually render it on the editor part of the map editor program, but also the buffered image, which is a java.awt image library, image class, and that'll be used in Swing for the actual editor components. So yeah, it's loading in the images in two different ways. Now, I believe here it's an asset manager that handles all of this stuff. So we've got the load method here, which basically just takes in all these tiles and everything and loads them in. Now, okay, so this is getting the tile data and then loading in the images here. So we're gonna have to do a similar thing to what we did before. Keep a hash map that keeps track of which images we've already loaded, so we don't have to reload ones that we've loaded in the past. And yeah, it should be pretty good. So yeah, let's do that. So we got, now I see what's going on here. So for the tiles, it seems like it's loading them in advance. Okay, so let's create the hash map here. Actually, we're gonna need two hash maps. We're gonna need one string I wonder if there's such thing as a pair in Java. That would be really useful. A pair. You know what, I'm going to implement this real quick. I find myself constantly wanting a way to return two different data types in a map without having to create a new type of object. And what if I just make a pair class? So pair, how do we do generics again? I kind of forgot. So what are we going to call them? We'll call them E and O if we're able to do that. So private E, call it value 1. So we'll just have a generic one like this, and we'll have another one, pair with an EO constructor. So public there's probably something like this already in Java, but whatever. So this dot val1 equal to val1, this dot val2 is equal to val2. And let's generate the getters and setters. All right. So hash map and pair. And the pair is going to contain textures, or actually I should do a texture region. And image, no, it's a buffered image. Category images equal to new hash map. Now I could have just used the map and use the key and value of the map for those two things, but that might be a bit confusing for programmers later who have to work on the game, because there is another programmer on the game, so keep it simple, I think. No, I don't want... Okay, yeah, I kind of know. I'm going to change this to just be more consistent with the way the client does it. Okay. So what's going to happen here? Basically the same kind of deal as the other one. So we're going to have what is it again? A buffered image. So we're going to have one called tile map image and tile map buffered image. So we're going to have texture region tile map image is equal to, here we're going to get the pair. So pair texture region and buffered image. We'll just call it the pair is equal to category images.get, and of course is data.category. So we're going to get the pair of the two different image types from that category of the current tile that we're looping on, and then we're going to do pair.get val1, and then here we're going to do buffered image. This is going to be tile map buffered image is equal to pair.get val2. Now what's going to happen so what we need to do here is we need to check if pair is null, then we need to resolve that. So we need to load in the pair. So the way we do that, we're going to do pair is equal to new pair. No, let's not do that part just yet. Yeah, why not? Pair is equal to new pair. The first value we're inputting into the pair is going to be a new, or texture region dot split new texture And the location of the texture is in map elements. This is for tiles, right? So tiles, and then data.category plus .png. Tile width and tile height, so we're going to have Archipelo editor dot, or no, it's main editor dot tile size. Okay, and then that's not done though. We still need to load in the whatchamacallit here. Image io dot read get class dot get resource as stream, and this is essentially the same thing here. So get elements, map elements, sorry, tiles, data.category, and then plus .png. Oh, okay, yeah. It's kind of complaining a little bit here, so we're going to do texture region and buffered image. All right, and then the thing we need to do here is we need to actually link it to the hash map we have there. So category images not put data.category, throw the pair in there, and we can, yeah, we can just get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. All right, that's kind of good. And we need to change this as well here. I need to make sure no, the trees and all that stuff worked. So we're good at that. Oh, okay. So this requires actually being put in a try catch. Whatever. So let's put a console output here. There you go. All right, and essentially we're going to be doing the same thing with the elements. Let's simplify that there. We're going to change this to a hash map, not a jash map, or not a hash map. Strings, and it's going to have a pair. Texture region. This is actually pretty boring for Livestream, but that's okay. It's 7:30 now, so we'll finish this off real quick. I'll show you guys the map editor thing, and then we'll play some games. Sorry, I didn't see your message there, Raging Rabbit. You're having problems with port forwarding? I remember when I first started making Minecraft servers, I had no idea how to port forward, and everybody was using Hamachi or something like that. You know, one of those proxies. It's a waste of time. If you learning to port forward, it can be kind of complicated at first for some reason because there's so many different router models. But once you get used to it, it's super easy and it's really useful. But yeah, I remember scratching my head over that like crazy when I was setting up my Minecraft servers. But yeah, you just have to, I don't know, I'm not going to do a tutorial of it now, but basically you need to, I can show you quick. You go into your CMD and you type ipconfig. And then you get your default gateway here. You plug that into a web browser, and that's kind of like a little bit of a web server that your router hosts. So on that little web server your router hosts, you have settings and you have port forwarding. So you're gonna have to probably play around with your settings and look for port forwarding. But yeah, that's the basic gist of it. There's some people being loud there in the hallway. Here, let's just reset category images. No, we can't do that. Here, I'm lazy. I want to retype this thing again. Oh my goodness, this mouse needs to stop. There you go. Okay, so let's get the pair here. So pair, texture region, buffered image. I'll call it pair again. It's equal to element category images. Forgot the S here. Dot get data dot category. This is pretty repetitive. If pair is equal to null. So if we didn't find the pair, then we have to load it basically. Blah blah blah. Pair is equal to new pair. Texture region. Buffered image. New texture region. New texture. Map. I wrote maps elements here. This is no good. Map elements. Elements. And image io.read class get resource as stream. Okay, almost done with this. Surprised this isn't giving me an error saying that I need to surround with try catch. There you go. Let's just give it pretty much the same error as this one here. there's one more thing I want to do. Oh yes, this. These things I have a feeling that I need to start it with a slash, otherwise it won't work. I did that here with the JSON file, so I'm just going to stay safe and do that. Probably don't have to do it for the texture regions, just the other stuff. All right, cool. Let's run this now and see what happens. Input is equal to null. For the elements, did I accidentally call it glass lines too? No, it should be okay. All right, let's run this again. Map elements, yeah, category.png. Could be I don't have to do that. Nope, still giving me an error. Yeah, no more glass lens. I fixed that. Can't connect from a public network. I think what might be your issue is that you need your remote IP address. To get that, you can go to, here, I'll write the link. So if you want to connect remotely, you use the IP address that it shows here. It's like in big blue text. You don't use your local IPv4. Oh, I wrote maps elements here, of course. And that's why it worked for the tiles. All right, cool. There you go. And you got the elements. It seems that everything loaded correctly. All right, so that's pretty much all for that. Now I'm going to show you guys real quick how the maps work now. Now I'm going to have to make a couple little changes for it, of course. Okay, so you see there's the map here. Now if I press, I believe it's, yeah, C, you can see the collision map. But I'm pressing C and there's nothing there. That's because it wasn't generated. So I think if you press F6, it generates a collision map. Maybe not F6, maybe it's F5, F8. There you go. So now you can see the collision map. You see there's red. So you can see there's a collision map here with the house. I'm probably going to make it so that WASD moves you around the map so you don't have to use your mouse. I think that would be much better. Oh, it looks like I might have run into a bug. But basically, the collision maps aren't generated by default. The person editing the map has to generate them themselves. So, of course, well, I'm going to change it so that when you save the map, it automatically asks you, do you want to generate the collision map, stuff like that. But basically, the idea behind this is that the collision maps are saved in files themselves. So if we go here, here, I just want to make sure it's closed. Yeah. If you go into the server, you can see the maps. Maps. world. So we got the different chunks here. So just say we want to go to chunk x -1 and y 0. Saved into 3 different files. So you got the data one here. This stores all the data for the tiles and elements on the map. Got the entities one here. We don't have any entities on the map yet. And then finally we have the collisions one. So right now you can see there's nothing there. And that's just because I don't have any collisions. You saw before I was able to walk on the water, go through the trees and stuff. But in the map editor, when I generate the collisions and then I save it back, this will be filled up with collision data for that chunk. So essentially, since it's on its own and it's not being generated on the fly by the server and the client, it's faster to generate, it's more reliable to generate. Just because a chunk system, you can have quite a bit of complications with it. Like just say you have a chunk, you have an element 5 chunks away and it's so big that it spans between those 5 chunks. If you're on the client or the server and all the other chunks, the chunk that is, the element that is 5 chunks away isn't loaded because no one's on it, you won't get the collision data from the element on the chunk that is loaded where the player is. So this way it keeps into account the collision data of every single chunk, and it makes sure that every that the player and everything collides where it's supposed to. Now I don't think anything's actually going to be bigger than a chunk, and I don't think it should because it wouldn't render, I don't think. Anyways, that's another issue. Also with this is we can override the collisions without having to make other map elements and tiles with different IDs but the same images. So basically what we can do is we can make invisible walls, so we can completely block off areas of the map just by adding collisions in manually. And we can also open up areas. So just say we want you to be able to walk through a tree as like a secret or something like that. All we have to do is just remove the collisions in the map editor. So that's kind of the plan. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. There's still a lot of work we need to do on the map editor. I'm pretty much getting close to done with the engine, but I'm thinking that we're gonna have to, well, I'm gonna have to work on the map editor quite a bit to get it up to a point where it's useful enough to actually work on the game with. And there's a decent amount of stuff that needs to get done. So yeah, there's a lot of work ahead of us. But anyway, so that's it for the Archipelo segment of this live stream. So I also want to try doing a bit of gaming. So I've been playing this game lately called RimWorld. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. And I want to see how it ran on the live stream. I don't really think I'm going to be doing much gaming on live streams, but I have a feeling that this game will probably have around the same performance impact that Archipelo will in the future. So if you ever want to live stream Archipelo in the future, it's kind of a good reference to see how well it'll work using a game like this, because I'm pretty sure Archipelo will perform probably the same as this game, or maybe even better. But it's a pretty neat game. The way I would describe it is like a survival version of The Sims, but much harder than The Sims. So you're kind of like micromanaging a colony in space. It's pretty cool. So I'll just go on this map that I've got here. Welcome everyone to the stream. We got quite a few people on. If you guys have questions about the game's development, like Archipelo and all that, feel free to ask about it. So yeah, this is my little colony I've got going on. I'm having some issues with power. I have too many heaters and stuff and not enough power sources, so I'm gonna have to work on that. The battery doesn't store enough. Some things take up a lot of power. Like we got a bunch of heaters here. I turned off a lot of them. Power needed needs 175 watts each. And these things output 80 watts each. So I turned off a lot of those heaters. This needs 250, this needs 120. This needs 350, but it's not being used all the time. Yeah, I turned that off too. I should probably turn off one of these as well. And how much output does this have? Okay, so this has quite a bit of output. 1700. These have just 80, but that's just because it's not windy at all right now. But when it is windy, it's more than that. And we got a bunch of batteries here too. These lights each use 75 watts, which is quite a bit. Got some of our guys mining here. Here we can speed things up a little bit. Got our farms here. Let's grow some cotton. Got some rice here and some potatoes. Everything's kind of growing at the same time. And we got an indoor farm we're going to be using in the winter time. Got some potatoes, strawberries, cotton, and rice. Right now, my plan is to research geothermal power, so maybe I'll get some better power with that. See, now these things are going pretty ham. See, that's a lot of power output, much more than before. So hopefully things will charge up and get better. But it's showing that it's 5 degrees in these rooms. It's not very good. We need some more stuff for generating power. You can see the temperature here, by the way, in case you're curious. Alright, see you, Raging Rabbit. Hey, I am streaming. How's it going? Somehow, even though you change your username all the time, I still know who you are. I just remember, like, I remember your image. Like, you don't change both things at the same time. Like, you always have your profile picture that stays the same and then your name changes, and then you have your profile picture that changes but then your name's the same. So I always manage to keep up. But hey, how's it going? JT Gamer, that's what I originally remember you as. I'll probably install another wind turbine here. And, solar generator is probably not the best idea. Okay, so we got a raccoon who's mad in the area now. He's probably going to start attacking some people. He's just rushing for my colony. You can see him going. Okay, let's get him, our hunter. We also have Dems here, who's really good at melee. So let's draft them. Alright, then you're gonna go here. Get ready to shoot that guy. Alright, he's coming quick. Dems, get ready to melee this guy. I didn't even need Ben. Well, at least now we have a dead raccoon. We can use that to get his meat and stuff. So in this game, I think you can pretty much eat any animal, from what it seems like. These batteries are losing power quick. The thing is, when we have everything running and the wind turbines aren't at 100%, even though the solar panels are, it's just not enough power. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to create more solar panels. power. I got fuel generators that take wood. But I don't know. I'm not really into using that. And like 2 more solar panels. That should be pretty good, I think. To make the solar panels, we're gonna need some more components, so I'm gonna order my guys to mine some components. That should be good. Just ran out of regular food, so I'm gonna have to allow them to eat the finer food. Looks like we just got some milk on that guy. That's pretty good. This is raccoon meat, so we're using the raccoon meat to cook some meals here. So it's doing not too bad, the colony. My main issue right now is the power. Also, my food supply is getting a little low. But that should be okay. You can see the dates here. It's the 15th of September. So I think that means it's going to be winter fairly soon. It's 18 degrees in this room. Might be a little bit cold for the plants. I see they have these things all have growth rates of 0%. They need more light. Oh, okay, I see why. It's an issue with light for them. So here, we look at the power cables. Well, it kind of is winter right now. Yeah, it is coming. Like right now it's 3 degrees outside. It says it's like fall. But I think September includes winter. Okay, no, it says fall. So December-y is winter. There's like there's 4 seasons and they count it as 4 different months in this game too. And I think each one is 15 days. Yeah, having a lot of power issues right now. Now it seems to kind of stabilize a little bit with an extra solar panel, but we'll need this one to finish off. Alright, it's got all the parts it needs, we just need someone to finish building it. See him building it now. Let's see if we can actually fit. Another wind turbine here. Looks like we can fit one. Set the floors all the concrete here. We'll build a wind turbine. So how much? Need 2 more components. So we should be good on that. Assign them to mine all those. Some gold here. It's kind of cool. Got this guy mining plasteel, which is some kind of strong component in the game. You can use it for making weapons and stuff. And there's another mad animal. So my difficulty in this game right now isn't super high, so the main problems I have are mad animals. Sorry, Dems, but I'm gonna have to draft you again. Ready to kill this thing. Jeez. It's damaging my guy a lot. Kill him. There you go. now it's finally dead. Yeah, great rest. So you can see his health here. You can see he got one scratch in his left foot and one scratch on his right leg from the wild boar there. So we'll let him rest a little bit in the medical bed so he'll heal up. Oh, hey, how's it going, Cold Turkey? I didn't see your message before. What do you mean the game go by real time? Like, are the seasons like from real life? If that's your question, then no. Each day it probably is, I don't know, depends on what speed you're running the game at, but each day can probably take maybe 15 minutes of game playing time. Like, we just went through a couple days ago, that's because I'm going on the fastest possible speed. No, I didn't make this in LibGDX. This is a game called RimWorld. It's made in Unity. But no, I did not make this. It's just I felt like playing a game. I want to test out the live stream, see how well I can run games. Still having power issues. It's kind of frustrating that I can't support the entire colony with just the power that I have. Like, I have a lot of stuff. 4 solar panels. 4 of these running right now. Okay, yeah. I wonder how much the stream delay is. Alright, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, go, and on go, can somebody write a message in chat just so I can kind of get an idea what the delay is? So, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. It's not too bad. Thanks guys for doing that. Some of you guys seem like you might actually have worse delays than other people. So it's probably like 10 seconds or something like that. Which isn't too bad considering. Yeah, let's reinstall this somewhere else. That's a horseshoe pin, so you can give your colonists some activities to do so they're not too bored. So like, got a chess table here. I made a horseshoe pin for them here. You can also make a pool table, and you can research some other stuff, I'm sure, too. I haven't really gotten far in this game. This is my 3rd colony. One of them I wouldn't really count because I didn't really play it for very long. And my first one was pretty bad. This one I'm doing not too bad, but I'm in a good spot. Like, there's a ton of wood around. And yeah. I've struck compacted machinery. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know how much the delay would be affected depending on what device you're using. I think maybe it has more to do with where you live and stuff like that. But even then, it shouldn't affect it that much because the main delay is really just on my end. encoding the stream and then sending it to YouTube, and then YouTube encoding and converting and whatever they're doing, and then sending it back to you guys. So UK, yeah, see, cold turkey, I know him in real life, and right now we don't live too far from each other. And he was the first one, and then UK, you're pretty far ahead, far from where I am, so. Yeah, it could also affect how many people are using the internet. That could affect it for sure too. Well, we already went through the food supply of the fancy food, so now we got some rice. They actually, oh nice, they actually harvested rice from the indoor farm. That's kind of cool. Ooh, a raid. Not much of a raid, it's just one guy with a knife. It's a female. And apparently she's a surgeon. So I'm thinking that I don't want to actually kill her. I don't know what would be the best way to not kill her, but I might actually want to convert her by putting her in my prison. Because I don't really have a good doctor. She has a pretty good doctor skill. So it might be worth it. You're Ben. Go here. Now gunshot wounds are forever, I think, so maybe I should get this guy here. Become melee attacker. Oh. Looks like there's some cargo pods here that arrived. Got some packaged survival meals, that's useful. That's it. There was a bunch of splashes of blood that came down too. Never saw that before. Looks like that cat killed the rat there. Alright, melee attacker. She dead? Oh no, she died. Okay. The knife is awful apparently. Steel knife. Okay, so we'll take the clothes off so we can use them. He's probably gonna go bury her. Is that a parka? Okay, nice. So we got a free parka out of that. Those are pretty good for keeping the colonists warm. I heard of thrombos peaceful by nature of the river. Extremely dangerous when some beavers that came into the area. That sounds kind of bad, but beavers in general are good to just completely wipe out. They're kind of troublesome, they take a lot of trees, so I'm just going to set my guys to hunt all of them. There's some cargo pods, yeah, the same cargo pods as before, so that. Where is he planning on going? Don't bother with that, Dems. Take a rest. Need you healed. Still having power issues, even though we created all this stuff. Probably make some more solar panels, I guess. I mean, there's nothing else I can really do. Put him here like that. So at least there seems to be a lot of wind at night, which offsets for there not being sun at night to power the solar panels. But it seems like there's not much wind during the day. So I don't know. It's a little bit annoying. Because it seems like in the nighttime we're able to power everything pretty well, and even the batteries are charging up. But in the daytime, not so much. And these sun lamps require a lot of power. It seems like our plants are starting to die now because of the cold. It's December-y officially now. A nurse named Nicholas needs our help. Yeah, let's offer him safety. So we offered him help, but there could be some people coming to attack us. So we'll see. Yeah, that raid is pretty pathetic, but we might have a bigger one now. There you go, right as I say it. 2 guys. They probably don't have any useful skills to me now. I got a doctor already, and he's already on my team. This guy's a crazy melee skill, but not worth it. So, Ben, are you ready? And I believe Bullock is also not too bad. Here, what do you got for skill? Got a melee of 10. Your weapon kind of sucks, but that's alright. Come over here. Dems, you seem to be all healed now. You got a good melee skill. And who was the other guy? Weaves. I believe this guy is not capable or isn't very good at having weapons. And this guy either. He's not capable of violence apparently, so. Alright, it's okay. I think we're going to be good at 3 guys. Alright, Ben. Fire at will. So let's see what happens here. Now, I don't accidentally want to shoot my guys. Okay, we got this guy dead. Nope, do not fire. We don't want any friendly fire. Okay, looks like they both died. It's okay, we didn't really need them anyways. We'll order our guys to take their clothes. I don't know what that noise was. We're gonna have to create some new graves for all these guys here. Yeah, these weapons are pretty bad. I'll just let them stay out and deteriorate. We bury that person before here? Yeah, I think she's probably buried. Yep, Jenny, her name was the surgeon. You're still having power issues, even though we have 6 solar panels now. It's kind of crazy. The sun lamp I'm going to turn off because it's just using up too much power. Now what we could do as an alternative to using these sun lamps that use up a lot of power, we could instead, do I have any? Yeah, create hydroponic basins and grow plants in there. They don't grow as much, but if there's no power, then basically the plants die. But they don't use as much power, I don't think? I don't know. Maybe they do. See how much power they use. I don't know if it says in here. Here, I'm just gonna Google it real quick. Okay, see, each one only uses 70 watts, but the thing is if we want to grow as many plants, okay, so it helps if we have sunlight, but if we want to grow as many plants as we could with one of these, then it would take up a lot of watts, so it's not worth it. It's kind of a useless technology to research now that I'm thinking of it. Anyways. This guy's got some blood loss. As soon as he's done playing around, I'm gonna tell him to go to bed. And here. Don't want this guy to die. Now you got this guy who seems like he's naked. He's not very happy about that. So here we go. Take this parka. And take those pants too. He's gonna be wearing pink pants. I don't know if he's okay with that, but he seems pretty good at medicine. He's good at animals. Good at social. So that's good. A bit of a slowpoke, and apparently he's a masochist, so he likes getting hurt. Okay. Okay, maybe I should rename them here. Alright. So we got a good doctor then. I'll set him to be the primary doctor. There's a secondary, what's on this gunshot? What are you shooting for? I was just banished trying to kill those beavers. Maybe we can go make a better parka. We'll see. Actually freezing temperature in some of these rooms. This guy. That guy's okay. These things are probably quick. Oh, this guy doesn't have a bed yet. Alright, so let's make Nick a little room here. Give him some wood floors. Deconstruct this wall here and give him a nice door. I wonder if these 2 heaters on is overkill. I'm going to turn one of them off. Okay, so furniture. Let's give him a bed. Give him a shelf. You don't want him sleeping outside like he's doing right now, so give him some decent stuff. Here, potted plant. Sorry, Nick. Doesn't seem very happy. Wearing worn out apparel. Now we're gonna get him a full-on parka later. Yep. Some more plants that are cold. That's okay. Add a build. Make a parka. Make some pants too. Give him some better pants. Or maybe make a couple of pants. Strawberries are getting there. The rice is not doing so great. Okay. Alright, next room is almost done. Give him a door as well, and we'll also give him a heater. Oh, accidentally set to create one of those in there. Do you want to do that? What else? I think that's all he needs in his room. This guy's got animal sleeping spots because he's good with animals, but I think Nick is also good with animals too, right? Yeah, so I'll give him some animal sleeping spots. So we're gonna have some animals sleeping in his room. I have a lot of pets, and I think it's not a very good idea because they seem to be eating a lot of the food. There's a bunch of Yorkshire Terriers who joined, and they're already kind of what do you call it? Somewhat tamed when they came. There's a bunch of them. A lot of them died, but there's still a lot of them. I kind of wish they would all die because they're just eating up my food. I don't want to kill them though because our guys here can be attached to them. So I don't know. I'll just let them die on their own, I think. Sarah's being attacked by a red fox. I believe that is one of the Yorkshire Terriers. Oh, looks like she's about to die. Where's Ben? He's too far. So you're gonna kill the dog yet? It's taking forever. Hurry up! Sarah's been bitten to death. Alright, that took long enough. As I was just saying that these dogs are kind of useless to me. One of them just died, so that's good. Let's allow this crate to have animal corpses. So that they can actually put what's her name? Kill that fox. Fox revenge. What are you guys doing right now? Ooh, this guy's got a negative thing because he's wearing a dead person's pants. There you go. You finished off the fox. Didn't even have to ask anybody to do it. I'm wondering if I remove these doors. Here, if I just hold the doors open. Would that help the heating situation for all these rooms? 5 degrees, here it's 16. So maybe it's not as warm as it could be. Yeah, let's turn this one back on again. This one's already on. Okay, so it seems like the heat isn't really going into the other rooms. Maybe. Keep that one held open too. More plants died because of the cold. Alright, I'm probably gonna end the stream off here soon. Oh, imagine if I started singing. It would be pretty random. A buffalo is pregnant. Nice. Which one? This one. Pregnant. Cool. Looks like we got some decent power going on here. Another cargo pod? What's this? Oh, nice. Had a bunch of fruit in it. Didn't even notice that. Cool. So we got some free food. This thing out to cook some simple meals. So that was, yeah, it's going to create 14 simple meals for us, which is a lot. For unforbidden inside his body, so that we can actually barrier some mopsy here. Let's look at the alpha beaver. We got Nick in, but we didn't really give him any tasks. I thought Nick was good at research, but doesn't seem like it. What is Nick good at? He's good at handling, pretty good at wardening. Much better than Dems. So let's put Dems in 3 on this. Nick at warden. Bullock is just amazing in that room, so we're going to keep him at first priority. Alright, so Nick is good at wardening and he's good at being a doctor. So that's good. They kind of go hand in hand. Because if ever we capture an enemy, we can have the doctor heal him and stuff and help him get back to health, and maybe we'll actually be able to convert him onto our teams. I believe he's been at social too, right? Yeah. So there you go. Alright, so it seems to be like 15 degrees in this area here. So it seems to actually be working. We don't have that many things going on, but it's not super cold in the house at least, so that's good. 20 degrees in here. It's pretty good. We have this one switch that controls the power for everything. calling, this is actually idle. It doesn't know what to do. Alright, bullet. There's nothing left to mine, so let's get more stuff to mine. Probably gonna end the stream in a couple minutes. It's almost been 2 hours, and that's all I want to do for tonight. We got some work done on Archipelo, and I don't know. Curious to see how well the game streaming went. I feel like this has been a big upgrade from my previous streaming setup, so let me know, guys, if yeah, had a bit of a voice crack there, but let me know how it went. Got a camel hair parka here. Yeah, wear that camel hair parka. It'd be much more warm with that. There you go. Wear those better pants. At least they weren't worn by a dead person, even though they're considered as awful apparently. What is this? Oh, J? Okay. Got some power coming in. Looks good. Strawberries are growing too. Oh, it seems like not only is this off, but it's not actually even connected to power conduit. Yeah, there you go. That should do it. Maybe our guys are actually eating those things. Okay, there you go. Got some pants. See, the light going out is actually affecting our plant growth. It's not good. Got enough heating in this room, I think. Power issues. As long as the freezer stays as cold and it's not too cold in the house, I think it'll be okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining, and yeah, I'll see if next time I do some live stream, work more on Archipelo and stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining, though. I'm sorry, gotta end it. I have some other things I need to do tonight. I can't go to bed too late. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. It was kind of fun. Got to work on Archipelo too, which is nice motivation. I'm probably gonna work on it more tomorrow. I don't think I'll live stream though, but anyways, yeah, see you guys. Have a good one.